at this very moment. Pope Francis has just revealed a shocking revelation about Prince Harry, and it has everyone buzzing. You won't believe the shocking revelations that the Pope made regarding the Duke of Sussex. These revelations are so shocking that you won't believe them. This discovery is causing people all across the globe to scratch their heads and start discussions because it contains unexpected links and intriguing ideas. Are you interested in hearing what the Pope had to say about one of the royals that receives the most attention? Let's get to the bottom of this surprising remark and find out the juicy facts and the reality behind it. Prince Harry's early life. Born on September 15th, 1984 in London, England, Prince Henry Charles Albert David, more often referred to as Prince Harry, was born in the United Kingdom, the second son of Prince Charles, who is now King Charles III, and Princess Diana. He was born into the British royal family as the third in line to the throne at the time, after his father and his elder brother, Prince William. He is currently the third king of the United Kingdom. Before we reach to the point when Pope Francis would disclose a horrifying reality about the prince, we must first meet the prince himself. This revelation would come many years later. The early years of Harry's life were characterized by both affluence and scrutiny. He was a young prince who experienced the luxuries of royal life, but he was also subjected to tremendous media attention from the day he was born. In spite of the restraints that their royal rank imposed, his parents made every effort to provide him and William with an upbringing that was as normal as possible. When Princess Diana, the young prince's mother, passed away in a car accident in Paris in 1997, the young prince's life took a devastating turn for the worse. The age of Harry at the time was just 12 years old. When Harry was so young, he experienced the death of his mother, which had a significant influence on him and shaped a significant portion of his subsequent life and attitude. Later on, he was candid about the difficulties he had with his mental health as a result of this traumatic experience. Harry first went to the nursery school run by Mrs. Mena in London, and then he went on to Wetherby School and Ludgrove School after that. In 1998, he enrolled in Eton College, which is widely considered to be among the most renowned secondary schools in the United Kingdom. It was during his time at Eton that Harry showed a remarkable talent for athletics, particularly polo and rugby. A gap year was something that Harry did when he finished his schooling at Eton in the year 2003. Over the course of this year, he was employed at a cattle ranch in Australia and took part in the production of a documentary on orphans in Lesotho. This event in Lesotho had a profound impact on Harry, and as a result, he was inspired to co-found the charitable organization Centre Ball in 2006, with the intention of assisting underprivileged children in Botswana and Lesotho. Harry began his training to become a member of the military in 2005 when he enrolled at the Royal Military Academy Sandhurst. His military career, which would last for 10 years and become an integral part of his life and identity, began with this event, which marked the beginning of his career. He received a commission in the Blues and Royals, which is a regiment of the Household Cavalry in the British Army, either as a cornet or as a second lieutenant. During his time in the military, Harry served in Afghanistan for 2 separate deployments. After 10 weeks of his first deployment, which took place between 2007 and 2008, he was forced to leave when a magazine violated a media blackout that prevented him from being reported on. The years 2012 and 2013 saw him return for a second tour of duty, this time as a co-pilot and gunner on an Apache helicopter. During the course of his time in the service, Harry gained a reputation for being a soldier who was both competent and committed. Through his efforts, he was able to attain the rank of captain and become competent to command Apache aircraft. His time spent in the military had a significant impact on his subsequent work in the field of philanthropy. Notably his establishment of the Invictus Games, which is a worldwide adaptive multi-sport competition for wounded, injured, and ill members of the armed forces. In addition to his responsibilities in the military, Harry continued to represent the royal family and participate in humanitarian activities. It was his devotion to issues like as mental health awareness, environmental conservation, and support for veterans that brought him to prominence. He became recognized for his personable and casual manner of communication. On the other hand, Harry's early adulthood was not devoid of political controversy. In his late teens and early 20s, he became known for being somewhat of a wild child prince. This reputation continues to this day. Among the most notable occurrences that occurred were being captured while dressed as a Nazi at a party in the year 2005 and getting caught on camera nude while on a vacation to Las Vegas in the year 2012. Harry's personal life. Despite the fact that these incidents were humiliating for the royal family, they also brought to light the extreme scrutiny that Harry was subjected to throughout his youth. Before he started dating Meghan Markle, Harry had a number of high-profile romances in his personal life. There were numerous of them. The most significant relationship he ever had was with Chelsea Davy, whom he dated intermittently between the years 2004 and 2011. Between the years 2012 and 2014, he was also romantically involved with Cressida Bonus. As he grew older, Harry showed a growing interest in volunteering for humanitarian organizations. In addition to serving as a center bail in the Invictus Games, he was a patron of a number of charities and collaborated closely with his brother and sister-in-law on their Heads Together initiative, which was specifically geared toward mental health. In his early 30s, Harry had transformed from the image of a party prince that he had been when he was younger into a respected person who was renowned for his service in the military and his work in charitable organizations. After the passing of his mother, he became more open about his challenges with mental health and became an advocate for removing the stigma that is associated with mental health concerns. Harry had a complicated connection with the media for the whole of this time period. Even while he made use of his platform to advocate for issues that were important to him, he also voiced his dissatisfaction with the extreme media scrutiny that was being directed at his personal life and the manner in which the media had dealt with his mother. As Harry entered the middle of his 30s, he was seen as a well-liked and approachable member of the royal family. He was well known for his charisma, his commitment to service, and his ability to connect with people from a wide range of backgrounds. It was against this background that he met the American actress Meghan Markle in 2016, marking the beginning of a new chapter in his life that would bring him both personal happiness and substantial changes to his career within the royal family. A modern royal love story. The beginning of Prince Harry and Meghan Markle's love story was set in a rather contemporary manner. It was on a blind date in July of 2016 when they were introduced to one another by a common acquaintance. Even though they came from quite diverse backgrounds, they were able to find common ground fairly quickly. Harry, a prince who was born into the royal family of the United Kingdom, has spent his whole childhood operating in the spotlight. According to her own standards, Meghan, an American actress, had established a great career for herself. Due to the fact that they had similar interests and principles, their bonds were strong from the beginning. Rapid progress was made in their connection. Only 2 days had been spent in London before Harry extended an invitation to Meghan to accompany him on a vacation to Botswana. They were able to get to know one another on a deeper level when they were away from the prying eyes of the media in the wilds of Africa. Both of them have discussed how the short time they spent in Botswana helped to strengthen their relationship. After some time had passed, Meghan described the experience as a mystical one, describing it as a period when they camped out beneath the stars and had significant moments together. Their attempts to keep their relationship a secret were unsuccessful, and in October 2016, the news of their affair became public. Meghan was subjected to a tremendous amount of scrutiny and criticism, most of which was flavored with racism and the media frenzy was strong. As a course of action, Harry took the extraordinary step of delivering a public statement in which he condemned the manner in which the press had treated Meghan. It was made quite plain that he would not allow any kind of harassment of this nature, and he conveyed his profound concern for her safety and well-being. By November 2017, the pair had reached a point where they were prepared to advance their relationship to the next level. In front of their residence, Nottingham Cottage, which is located on the grounds of Kensington Palace, Harry made his proposal to Meghan. While they were cooking a chicken, Harry made the proposal personal and low-key by dropping down on one knee and proposing to her. As Meghan put it, the answer was an immediate yes. On November 27, 2017, they made the announcement that they were engaged. The sunken garden at Kensington Palace, which was a favorite destination of Harry's late mother, Princess Diana, was the location where the pair made their appearance for a picture call. This garden has a particular significance for the newlyweds, as a representation of Harry's wish to include his mother in this new phase of his life. Meghan's engagement ring was adorned with diamonds that were part of Diana's collection. Windsor Castle's St. George's Chapel served as the location for their wedding, which took place on May 19, 2018. It was a ceremony that mirrored the personalities and ideals of the couple, and it was a combination of contemporary components and traditional aspects from the British royal family. It was a one-of-a-kind and unforgettable event that was seen by millions of people all over the globe. The reason for this was the exquisite Givenchy gown that Meghan wore, the heartfelt sermon that Bishop Michael Curry delivered, and the gospel choir's rendition of Stand By Me. Immediately after their wedding, Harry and Meghan began performing a variety of royal obligations. During their lengthy travels, they visited nations that are members of the Commonwealth and supported a variety of charity initiatives. Their first significant trip brought them to Tonga, Fiji, New Zealand, and Australia, among other places. Even before she joined the royal family, Meghan was already well known for her activism, and she rapidly got engaged in a number of programs that focused on empowering women, educating them, and improving their mental health. There was an announcement made by the couple in October 2018 that they were expecting their first child. It was on May 6, 2019, that they welcomed their son, Archie Harrison Mountbatten Windsor, with open arms. Not only did the arrival of Archie provide Harry and Meghan an overwhelming amount of pleasure, but it also imposed additional strain on the unrelenting scrutiny of the media. When the year 2020 began, it was abundantly evident that the pair was beginning to feel the effects of the continual media attention. During the month of January in the year 2020, Harry and Meghan made the revolutionary choice to resign from their positions as senior members of the royal family. Despite their willingness to continue providing financial assistance to the Queen, they voiced a wish to become financially independent. Shockwaves were sent through the monarchy as a result of this news, which the media referred to as Megxit. There were a number of reasons that contributed to the decision, including the increased attention from the media, the couple's desire for a more private existence, and their dedication to their humanitarian endeavors. Following their ultimate relocation to North America, they first resided in Canada before settling down in the state of California. Because of this move, they were able to forge a new course for themselves, one that was distinct from the "there is more to it than meets the eye" movement. As Harry and Meghan have settled into their new life in California, they have been concentrating on a wide range of initiatives that are aimed at having a good influence. In order to demonstrate their commitment to compassion and community involvement, they established Archewell, a charitable organization. They have participated in a variety of activities via Archewell, such as campaigns to raise awareness about mental health, assistance for frontline workers during the pandemic of 2020, and attempts to battle disinformation on the internet. In addition to their efforts in the charitable sector, Prince Harry and Meghan Markle have also attempted to establish themselves in the entertainment world. As part of their agreement with Netflix, they will be producing documentaries, feature films, scripted television episodes, and programming for children over the course of many years. The Invictus Games are a worldwide sporting competition for soldiers and women who have been wounded, injured, or ill. Harry established the Invictus Games in 2014. Their first project is a documentary series called Heart of Invictus, which focuses on the Invictus Games. In addition to that, they entered into an agreement with Spotify to produce and host podcasts. The purpose of their podcast, Archewell Audio, is to highlight a variety of voices and to convey tales that are motivational. As part of their debut episode, which will be made available to the public in December 2020. Harry and Meghan engaged in conversations with guests from a wide range of backgrounds on issues including mental health, resiliency, and compassion. In March of 2021, Prince Harry and Meghan Markle had an interview with Oprah Winfrey that received a lot of attention from the media. During the course of the conversation, they spoke about the difficulties they encountered as part of the royal family. These difficulties included problems relating to race, mental health, and severe attention from the media. Meghan said that she had been struggling with some really negative thoughts as a result of the unrelenting pressure and the lack of support she had received. Harry expressed his concern that the horrible events that occurred in the past may occur again, alluding to the passing of his mother. Many of the challenges that the couple had been going through were brought to light as a result of the interview, which provoked substantial controversy. Additionally, it brought to light their want to live a genuine life and to place a high priority on their mental health and overall well-being. Both Harry and Meghan continue to utilize their position to campaign for issues that are important to them, despite the fact that they have stepped down from their royal responsibilities. They continue to be dedicated to advancing awareness of mental health issues, fighting against racial injustice, and providing assistance to communities that are in need. Through their work with Archewell and the media initiatives they have undertaken, they want to encourage constructive change and cultivate a feeling of compassion on a worldwide scale. In June of 2021, they became parents for the second time to a girl whom they called Lilibet Lily Diana. This moniker was chosen to pay homage to both the Queen and Harry's mother, Diana. Both the couple and their children have voiced their happiness at the prospect of expanding their family and their determination to provide their children with an atmosphere that is both caring and supportive. However, who precisely is the guy who is hiding behind the mask of a loving father? We are going to get to that in a moment because there are certain things that surround him that will explain a little bit more about what Pope Francis has most recently said. Prince Harry's comments about military service in Afghanistan. The Prince of Wales has never been shy about discussing his time spent serving in the military in Afghanistan, often emphasizing the enormous impact that his time there had on his life and personality. The fact that he chose to serve in the military and, more specifically, to be sent to a conflict zone was a considerable divergence from the customary royal responsibilities that he was expected to do. He was a member of the British royal family. His time spent in Afghanistan provided him with a fresh perspective on his life and the position he played within the monarchy. From 2007 to 2008, Prince Harry was a forward air controller with the British Army. He deployed in Afghanistan for the first time during that time period. While he went on this tour, he was stationed in Helmand Province, which is a place that is notorious for its heavy combat with the Taliban. It was decided to keep the deployment a secret because of the possible dangers that may befall his safety as well as the safety of others who were serving with him. For concerns of safety, he was promptly removed from the situation when the news of his presence was reported to the media. Following his deployment, Prince Harry has often said that his time spent in Afghanistan was one of the most crucial moments of his life. He has made this statement in interviews many times. The feeling of normality and purpose that he discovered while serving among his fellow troops has been revealed in an open and honest manner by him. While speaking to the BBC in 2013, he said, "My father, brother, and I have all worn the uniform, and I wanted to prove that I had the same values and could make the same sacrifice." He was referring to the fact that he had worn the uniform himself. "I don't believe there is anything unique about myself, but I felt it was important to contribute in some way." During the years 2012 and 2013, Prince Harry served in Afghanistan for the second time, this time performing the duties of an Apache helicopter pilot. Over the course of his 20-week tour, he flew a number of different combat missions. In this capacity, he was responsible for providing air support to ground troops while also directly engaging with hostile forces. His dedication to his military profession was strengthened even more by this deployment, and his bond with his fellow service members was strengthened even further. Harry has often pondered the differences between his life as a member of the royal family and his life as a member of the armed forces. According to his explanation, which he provided in an interview with CNN in 2013, "It is very easy to forget about who I am when I'm in the army. Every single person is working in the same capacity and wearing the same uniform, because I am one of the boys. I am not treated any differently from the other males." This statement underlines the grounding influence that his time spent serving in the military had on him, giving him a feeling of equality and camaraderie that he often felt missing in his life as a member of the royal family. His time spent in Afghanistan also provided him with an opportunity to learn about the brutal realities of war. He has not been shy in discussing the psychological effects of his service, particularly the anguish and grief that a great many veterans have endured. Throughout a number of interviews, he has emphasized the need to provide care for mental health for members of the armed forces. According to what he said in an interview with The Telegraph in 2017, "I have been to Afghanistan. It is a part of my profession that I have seen things that I don't really speak about, but I have seen them. You returned, and now you are responsible for dealing with it." Having first-hand knowledge of the challenges that veterans confront, Prince Harry was inspired to co-found the Invictus Games in 2014. The Invictus Games are an international adaptive multi-sport competition that is designed for servicemen and women who are wounded, disabled, or ill, whether they are currently serving or have served in the past. The purpose of the Games is to encourage recovery, provide assistance for rehabilitation, and foster a deeper understanding and appreciation for those who honor their nation by serving in the military. The Invictus Games are one of the things that Harry has often referred to as one of his greatest accomplishments, which reflects his continued dedication to the community of military personnel. The time that Prince Harry spent serving in the military in Afghanistan is a significant part of his life narrative since it influenced his perspective and motivated him to advocate for causes. The statements he made about his service demonstrate a profound regard for his fellow military members as well as a dedication to provide assistance to veterans. The significance of mental health, the value of service, and the need for compassion and support for those who have served their nation are all topics that Harry continues to bring to light via his words and deeds. Not only have his experiences helped him become who he is today, but they have also served as a source of inspiration for his continuous attempts to have a good influence on the lives of veterans and the families of those soldiers. Controversy: Prince Harry's Nazi costume incident. An event that took place in January of 2005 was one of the most serious issues that involved Prince Harry. When Harry was 20 years old, he went to a private costume party that was thrown by Olympic show jumper Richard Meade and had the theme of colonials and natives of the United States. Upon his arrival, he was seen wearing a Nazi Afrika Korps costume, which included a swastika armband. He was also photographed wearing the outfit. Following the publication of the photos on the front page of the Sun newspaper, there was an instant and widespread uproar following the publication. Discontentment was felt all around the world when people saw Harry dressed in a Nazi outfit. Taking into consideration the historical setting and the crimes that were performed by the Nazis during World War II, the outfit was seen as being very insulting and inappropriate. The public in the United Kingdom, survivors of the Holocaust, and Jewish organizations were especially shocked by this news. There were many people who believed that the decision was a grave error of judgment, particularly for a member of the royal family. The timing of the occurrence was another factor that led to the anger from the public. The image was published barely 2 weeks before the 61st anniversary of the liberation of Auschwitz, which is a poignant period of commemoration for those who survived the Holocaust and have been affected by it. The negative response was exacerbated as a result of this, since some believed that the outfit demonstrated a lack of respect and comprehension of historical events. An apology was given by Prince Harry in a statement that was sent by Clarence House in response to the condemnation from the general public. He expressed his regret, saying, "I am deeply sorry if I have offended or embarrassed anyone in any way. Apologies are in order for the terrible choice of costume that you made. Even though an apology was required, many people believed that it was not enough to adequately address the pain that was brought about by his acts. Following the event, there was a significant amount of discussion on the duties and behavior of public individuals, particularly those who are members of the royal family. It was suggested by critics that Harry's acts were a terrible reflection on the monarchy, and they questioned whether or not his upbringing and education were successful in establishing a sense of historical understanding and sensitivity in him. In the aftermath of the occurrence, the royal family was also subjected to scrutiny. According to reports, Prince Charles, Harry's father, showed a great deal of anger and embarrassment as a result of his son's activities. As a means of managing the situation and minimizing the harm to the family's image, the palace took the necessary actions. There were doubts raised regarding Prince William's participation in the event, despite the fact that he was not directly involved in the incident. Prince William, Harry's elder brother, was also present at the party costumed as a lion. The episode sparked conversations on the need to provide young royals with more advice and assistance, especially in terms of comprehending the repercussions of their acts and the significance of preserving the dignity of their positions. This episode, which had Prince Harry wearing a Nazi outfit, left an indelible mark on his public image. Years passed, and it continued to be a huge stain on his record, which was often brought up in conversations about his level of maturity and judgment. This scandal brought to light the tremendous scrutiny that members of the royal family are subjected to, as well as the harsh penalties that these individuals suffer as a result of their activities in the public spotlight. Harry exerted a great deal of effort in the years that followed the tragedy in order to restore his reputation. He devoted his life to a wide range of humanitarian organizations, notably those that were associated with veterans, mental health, and communities that were historically disadvantaged. The statements that Pope Francis made regarding Prince Harry might very well provide an explanation for all that he has done in the past, the evil that is hiding in plain sight. Pope Francis has often discussed the existence of evil and its power in the world, and he has consistently stressed the crafty character of Satan. He has given several speeches on these topics. The comment that he made was especially stunning, since he referred to Satan as a highly intelligent someone who should not be argued with. By making this remark, the Pope is emphasizing his belief that evil is not only real, but also clever and dishonest. The warning that the Pope is based on the concept that Satan, in his capacity as a fallen angel, has a profound grasp of human frailties and makes use of this ability to mislead individuals. Pope Francis draws attention to the predicament of underestimating the capacity of evil to influence and deceive by portraying Satan as having a high level of intelligence. It is a call to resist temptation and to avoid engaging in a discourse with evil, which may be both alluring and compelling. His advice to avoid disputing with Satan is a reflection of this exhortation. Guess what? However, in addition, Pope Francis has recently disclosed the truth about Prince Harry once again. In spite of appearances, Harry is not the person he seems to be. The Pope is not the only one involved. Experts in the field of body language are in agreement with him that Harry is hiding certain secrets, particularly dark ones. The encounter that he had in 2017 with Melania Trump, who was the wife of Donald Trump at the time, is one of the clearest illustrations of what they are attempting to express. As time went on, the gathering became more popular, but not for the reasons that one would anticipate. Instead of concentrating on the importance of the ceremony, the internet was buzzing over Harry's peculiar hand motion in virtually all of the images that he took with the First Lady. Many others made the observation that the positioning of his hands was similar to a sign of the devil, which sparked a lot of crazy hypotheses and raised eyebrows. Patty Wood, an expert in body language, said in an interview with the Huffington Post that the general public is misinterpreting Harry's gesture. It was made clear by her that the motion is referred to as the devil's horn. To add gasoline to the fire, Harry's history of activities that have been contentious does not help the situation. The shot was taken of Harry as he was playing strip billiards in Las Vegas in the year 2012, during a particularly crazy night there. Due to the affair, he came dangerously close to being arrested for public indecency, which brought to light his propensity for engaging in risky activity. Experts remind out that he is just one incident away from being jailed, as if all of this were not already enough to make him uncomfortable. The fact that this is the case, in addition to the peculiar gesture that he made, has led to the realization that the prince has a more sinister side. Leave a comment below and let us know.